Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. Before we get started, like, subscribe, share, do all that razzmatazz, hit the notification bell. Getting a couple of comments on other social platforms, like where to find this. So I'm going to start trying to link more of the YouTube videos into TikTok and or Instagram as we're kind of going. First fucking things first, warm up. Do not warm up. We do 10 minutes on the bike, and then we warm up the rotator cuffs, do a little bit of stretch. She's getting in on it. She just couldn't avoid not getting in the camera, so she just, and couldn't wait for me. So she just like charged forward and said, "Oh, I can do it myself." So today, So today we're gonna do chest and back together. I want to start giving you some shoulder work while we're doing this because I don't think you're getting any shoulder work done. I was doing that, I think, in the beginning, but so busy day. We got to the gym late. So we weren't able to get a bench to actually do dumbbells. We weren't able to get a lot of equipment, so we kind of had to mix it up a little bit, which was fine. I do like this piece. This is a hammer strength piece. They're unilateral to each other, which is wonderful to have the right independent from the left. And I think that's tip number one, right? If you are looking at dumbbells and you can't do dumbbells, find something that is separate, right to left, or maybe even pulleys. Would be a fine alternative as well. Again, where the tension points are on this, or even the pulleys, is a little greater than what the dumbbells are. I get the sense or feeling when you're working with dumbbells, you can lose a point of tension along the way. Tip number two, these little blocks, and if you don't have them at your gym, buy them, throw them in your gym bag, or something that's going to give you a little bit more, because for me, getting out of the pocket here is the more difficult part to it. Because it's too much of a stretch for me. I'm a thick guy, so trying to overextend my chest, especially on the first rep, is really not helpful whatsoever. And it's more than likely going to fall to injury before it would actually do any good for me. And I think this is your first time using this machine, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what was your... Because you definitely increased in weight.
Yeah, so I was very light because it was my first time using it, and I felt the difference in this machine versus the dumbbells. I actually prefer this because I have a tendency to move my body specifically here. You can even see it, the different
jerking motions almost.
Yeah, the different ways my arms will move. So I prefer that device.
Okay, all right, so we'll stick to that then. Or at least I'll have you play on that. Maybe I'll play with the dumbbells. Mm-hmm. So incline chest press, should have been dumbbells with machine. Again, we're going into pulleys, and this is on the workout. So pulley flat press, essentially. So, what you would be doing on a bench or, flat bench or anything, get a 90-degree bench. This one's not 100. This is not like fully 90 degrees, which is a little upsetting to me. It's probably like 80. But if I arch my lower back a little bit and put my ass back, I can get into the right motion here, which I think is going to be tip number one. If you can't get to 90 degrees, because most of the 90-degree benches in here are shoulder benches, so you can't get the neck and spinal support fully that you'd want on something like this. This bench, they do have benches that go to 90. This one just was here. So again, we were limited with the amount of equipment. So if you can't get a 90-degree bench, manipulate your body a little bit to ensure that you've got stability, but then get into the motion of what it would look like to do a bench press. Another big thing, a lot of people tend to go a little bit too far back and get too big of a stretch. Look, getting a nice pec stretch is fantastic, but when you're going too far back, that's where you're going to be more prone to injury. And I think a second thing is keeping yourself level to where you are, having your hands go exactly where they were every single set or every single rep, every single time. Moving up, moving down. You're then just working different muscles. We didn't actually record you because I don't know why. I didn't get actually any shots of you. But you're starting us off with the upper, middle, and then lower flies. Mm-hmm. What's a good tip that you have on something like this?
So for this one and for the other one, focus on a specific area and then Hulk out. Right. Like that. Focus on a specific area. This I found to be a little difficult yesterday. I know I was a little tired, but I found that one and the other one to be a little difficult. specifically keeping my hands or my motions hitting the same area.
Okay. So when you say focus on a spot, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but finding something in the distance to have your eyes drawn to, so your hands follow where your eyes go. Yeah. Okay. I do something very similar to that as well. But for me, I can feel everything. So at the top, by the way, guys, you almost want to like pinch. I don't want to say like stress your neck in any sort of way, but really focusing on the upper chest is a little bit more difficult than a lot of people think. And I tend to bring it down to even this motion. So unfortunately, this really should get a little bit more outer pec than what I was getting, because I'm focusing on the inside of my pec flexing than more so, which this is fucking great for that. Because you're really just inducing a lot of blood flow on a lower fly than you would on an upper or flat fly. And then I think I do one more set of this. So do you have any other tips there? Because I'm running out of tips on this exercise.
This exercise, go lower weights because of the amount of reps that are done.
All right, so that's a good volume call.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm definitely, like on any of these exercises, I could probably go twice as much for 10 reps each, but doing 8, 8, and 8, that's where the struggle is. That's a good tip, because guys, you do want to get full range of motion here, and you want to get the full rep range. If that's what your workout calls for, is to get to that rep range, that's the important part of it. The rep range is going to be the important part, not necessarily the amount of weight you're able to push, especially on something like this. This is not an ego exercise, guys. This is, as a matter of fact, the opposite of that. This takes your ego straight away when you get to this, and your fucking chest is just swollen as hell. So, good tip.
Yeah, this is a humbling exercise.
Yeah. And we got one more, and I think we're done with chest. So it's 3 exercises for chest, guys, and then I think we do 4 exercises for back. I've given out quite a few tips on this. The idea that as you're coming back, I think the one tip I'll give out is as you're coming back, almost not with your elbows, but with your shoulder, come up a little bit. As you get to the actual end of it, just bring your shoulder up a little bit, like almost like you're going to pinch your clavicle at the end of it. This is where you should be getting the big stretch, and then contracting all the way in the back, and that little bit of pinch of clavicle, because again, you're getting your lat, and then you're getting your mid and lower traps with this exercise. What do you got on something like this?
I like to bring my arms up to my ears.
Okay. That's good. So you feel your shoulders hit your headphones?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's a good range of motion too. Your foot positioning changed, which, did you find it more stable or less stable?
I found this one to be easier because I was able to target my knees as I was coming down.
Okay. So your foot positioning was helping with your hand positioning.
Correct.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, we're just going to watch me do this. I don't have any other fucking tips on this. I gave a lot of tips in the last video I did with this, so eat it. Just look at the vascularity.
But you do you do the same thing.
Shush, they're looking at the vascularity.
You do the same thing with your arms to your ears, though.
I do,
Yeah.
but it's subconscious. I actually never thought my ears were a placement for me. So that was a good point out. Yeah. All right, so now this is, again, we diverge. She really likes the humbler. I do too, but the workout calls for a T-bar row for me, and this is the T-bar row. So first tip, that plate that's underneath it is a 35-pounder. I don't want to get, again, like starting off that first rep in that really big stretch position is not really fantastic, especially when you're pulling it up, your knees, your lower back, all your joints are kind of coming in to get it off the ground. Having it a little bit higher is just going to be a bigger benefit. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom in on you real quick as you drop to go to your music, so you can give us a tip on the humbler, and tell me what's going on with that.
I didn't even know you did this, by the way, but thank you.
Yeah.
So I was pretty excited about this one because it didn't feel as hard, and I only have 2 5-pound plates on it. That thing's heavy. The tip is start with just a bare bar with nothing on it because it's heavy as it is.
Okay.
And focus on keeping your chest flat to the bench there. Towards the end of this, I have a tendency to arch my back and lift with my back as opposed to lifting with I guess my arms.
Right. So it's more momentum than it is actually focusing on the exercise. Okay.
Right.
All right. I think that's a great tip. So her tip was start with the tip, fellas. Start with the bar. Right? No? Wait, whatever. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Second tip, hand positioning. I go a little bit closer than shoulder width, and I think that that's going to be a huge benefit for anybody who's looking to do a legitimate T-bar row. With this, we diverged here. I do video a set, which I think I'm going to give more tips out on that than I am this. But elbows behind your shoulders. That's tip number 1, guys. Keeping your elbows like flailed out, you're going to get more of the rear delt and the trap or the upper trap than you would actually, get a stretch in the lat. So as you're bringing it back, and you've mentioned this before, you almost kind of want to row it back into your midsection or the top of your abdominals. And then once we're fatigued with that, we're grabbing these lighter dumbbells and then just doing a dumbbell row. So pick a weight that is manageable. Like, look, I can dumbbell row 150 pounds per arm. Does that mean that I want to go from doing an exercise where I'm fixed in place and then going into 150-pound dumbbell rows? No, I do not. That's ridiculous, and that's just ego at that point. That's not actually hitting the muscle. So pick manageable weights throughout this whole process that you can get the 10 and the 10. That's what my coach calls for, is 10 with this, and do it effectively so you have a nice big stretch. Your elbows are behind your shoulders, and you're rowing to the top of your abdominals or the bottom of your pec. Like the bar should be going to the bottom of your pec or the top of the abdominals. And then the second thing is manage the weight that you are doing. This is not an ego contest. I do a back day. That's a little bit more of an ego contest. I'm not going to deny that. When I do a back day and I'm doing barbell rows, dumbbell rows, shit like that, I'm going to go heavy. But it's not a superset like this, going from one exercise to another exercise, which is almost like doing a severe drop set. So guys, humble yourself a little bit. Again, she just was on the humbler. Humble yourself a little bit and pick weights that are going to be manageable to get through the whole entire workout or the whole entire exercise, rather than just, ego lifting yourself and bringing your body off that pad, which is exactly the intention of this piece of equipment. That's not Captain America. Just setting myself up for success. So I don't want you to give tips on this one. The reason being is, so first, grabbing the top. I'm very excited for you. You figured that out. But some things that I'd like you to focus on. Your elbows are coming down and back appropriately, but your wrists are moving, and you're bringing your arms in. So I think moving the bench up a little bit more is going to be a little bit helpful for you. Because again, if the whole idea of that bar coming down to like the bottom of your chest or the top of your abdominals, you can see how high it is. So you have to rotate your wrist in order to get it back there. That would be a tip that I would give you or anyone else if I was watching that. And again, this is all new for you, so I think this is all a big learning curve. And I wasn't with you for this, so I would have given on the spot. Second thing is slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
You seem like you're rowing a boat here. What was the intention there? Just get it over with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, you seem like you're getting tired just watching this.
This was exhausting.
Yeah, this is a big workout. Tip number 1, negative. The negative is what matters here, guys. Pulling it down, you want a 3-to-1 ratio. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. 2, 3. That's the ratio you guys want to be in, or even a 4-to-1, which is probably closer to what this is. So the slow on the negative to really get the lat to stretch out is going to be beneficial. I realized we didn't film the individual. No, we didn't do that in this workout. Never mind. So negative contraction, guys. That's going to be the important part here. What do you got on as you're jamming out to your music on this?
I'm trying to remember what I had.
Bringing the weights up.
Too fast.
Okay. So you would slow down after watching this?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is great, guys. Like, so again, if you want to video yourself doing a couple of exercises just to kind of critique yourself, another thing is stop fucking looking all over the place. Your spinal alignment's terrible at that point because now you're rotating your neck. So you're putting some undue stress on your spine. Just an FYI. And that's it. I think, guys, I think we'll end with that, just watching me do this. Spinal alignment's going to be important. Negative repetitions is going to be where you're at, that nice and slow motion. And then slow down, right? Just slow down on both, right? So if you can't get the negative to slow down, try to slow down on the positive, and eventually the strength is going to get there for the negative. So till next time, guys, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, please. Come on, guys. We're growing, and we're growing quickly right now, so I'm excited about that. And I'm more excited that I'm going to come out with some different and new content over the course of time, too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Till next time, we'll see you in the gym.